Hello everybody, it is Deanna. I'm here with your weekly Essential Oils Are Not Magic Beans event, and it is 7 o'clock Mountain Time. So as far as I know, that is the same thing as 9 o'clock Eastern Time. So that means that we are ready to get started. So I'm just going to give Facebook a chance to get us all notified that the event has started, and we'll just give it like 60 seconds and then we'll get started. And if I could ask my lovely assistant to hand me my water, I forgot my water bottle and my water behind you. I would really appreciate that. Forgot to grab it. Alright, we got some peeps. Hey Aviance, how are you doing? Alright, so we're going to go ahead and jump right in, and if you are noticing that it's really light behind me, that's because it's still daytime here in Salt Lake City, Utah. And Salt Lake City, Utah is kind of, I always feel like I'm like in doTERRA country when I'm here, because every September we have our annual convention here in Salt Lake City, and we're just a little short walk away from the Salt Palace, and then a little bit further walk from the VSHA Arena. Those are both of the two places where we have our annual convention, which is September 6th through the 9th this year. And it's not just for people that want to do doTERRA as a business. It's for anybody who really wants to just kind of immerse themselves in a lot of science and research and the culture of doTERRA, and to find more about our products. We release a bunch of new products every year in September, and you get like a first look at those, and you can actually have a chance to buy them. Hey Amber. Hey Michelle. And you also will get to meet like 34,999 other amazing oil people. So if you have the opportunity to go, this is definitely a good investment. You'll have a chance to meet your team from all over the world. You will hear from the people that grow our oils, our owners, and just some amazing people that it's just an unforgettable experience. And John and I just spent the afternoon hanging out in the city. It's a really fun city, so you'll like being here. You can kind of walk everywhere. There's a train you can ride. But we found a really awesome venue for you guys for our team party. We throw a party for you, so we figure if you can travel all the way from wherever you live out to Salt Lake City and make that kind of investment and commitment, then we are going to invest in you, and we throw a party for you, and that's for our team. And if you're watching this and you're part of another team, I promise you your team leaders do something amazing for you. So the reason I'm mentioning it now before we get started talking about oils is just because tomorrow at 11 o'clock Eastern Time at doTERRA.com, you can log in and go and buy your convention tickets. They are going to sell out, and it is an absolutely must do if you're going to do doTERRA as a business. But if you are dabbling in the oils, or just like a sharer, which most of you are, is still just something that you should do. It's just so much fun and such a great learning experience. You will be hearing from a lot of people in the healthcare industry this year, and how we can, how we're going to be partnering a lot more with the healthcare industry. And I think it's just going to be like one of those huge kind of world turning points in our industry that is just going to be kind of go down in history, I think. So I'm really excited about this year. And we found a really cool party venue, so it's probably never been done before in the history of doTERRA. But we like to be pioneers, and we like to do fun stuff, and it's definitely way out of the box, but it's going to be super fun. Okay, so I was just thinking about what could I talk about tonight. If you don't know, by the way, I'm Deanna Nichols. I'm a doTERRA Blue Diamond, and I've been using doTERRA essential oils for a little over 5 years, and doing it for a business for, I guess it is 4 years this month. And so they have absolutely been life-changing for me, for my whole family, in every single area of my life. Hey Lynn, it's so great to see you. I owe you a Immune Boost roller. I haven't forgotten. When I get back home from all this traveling, I have a lot of stuff to mail people. Hey Marie, hey Patty. And so I was thinking that what I should talk to you about tonight is I have been traveling a lot the past few weeks, and I have a little bit more traveling still to do. And when you travel on an airplane, you cannot take your every oil kit. Now, for a lot of you that are watching, I know that you probably have all the oils, and you're probably like me, you're probably mortified at the idea of going somewhere without every single one of your oils. And honestly, I understand that because they all have really specific and amazing uses. But sometimes that's just not possible. And when you're flying on an airplane and you have to take 8 days worth of clothes and shoes and hair dryers and makeup and food bars and all the stuff that girls, earrings, like earrings are heavy, okay? I mean, these earrings, they take some weight up, and you can only have 50 pounds in your bag and so much liquids. And so when you're checking your bags, you have to be careful what oils you bring. So I only brought my top 10 oils that are found in just about every starter kit, and then I brought some of my favorite rollers. And I have to say, I was even somewhat regretting that I had done that, because I had to carry them around in my backpack through the airport and all around Salt Lake City and all around California, Long Beach. And so yeah, so I'm tired, so I need oils for my back and my feet and my knees. So I just want to show you what all you can really do with the basic oils, so that you can feel comfortable that if you're new and you're just getting started, you're still going to have great oils when you have situations that come up when you're away from home. But I will say this, even if you only have the top 10 oils, take them with you everywhere. Do not leave the house without your oils. If you haven't heard this story, great. If you have, bear with me, because it's worth telling again. I have been taking my oils everywhere with me for years. It's just like, you don't leave the house without your wallet and your keys. You don't leave your house without your oils. You just don't. And when you have a kid, you don't leave without their diaper bag. And guess what? Their diaper bag has oils in it too. At least it does in my family. So I broke my rule one time, just one time. I won't ever do it again. And I went hiking. I didn't realize I was going hiking, in my defense. I thought I was going to look at a piece of land. I didn't realize it was like a full nature hike. And I didn't take my oils with me. I left them in the car. And then I stepped in a hornet's nest. And I'm not talking about the kind where, you know, you say the wrong thing and you kind of put your foot in your mouth. This wasn't like one of those cute statements. This was like a real thing I did. I stepped in a hornet's nest and I got stung by, well, I don't know how many hornets, but I got stung like around 40 times is what I counted. And by the time I was like halfway through trying to hike back up out of there to get back to my car to get to my oils, I was like hearing the angels singing, and, you know, saw like Peter and John and all the apostles waiting for me on the other side and all those types of things. And so I was just thinking, sure, it would be nice to have some lemon, lavender, and peppermint right about now. And thank God, my husband is very awesome. In fact, he's so awesome, he's going to help me find a charger because my phone suddenly decided it had no battery. Can you help me? I can't move. I can plug it in probably right here if you have one. You're so kind to me. Like I said, he's like the guy who you want to have in an emergency like this. And he like pretty much yanked me to the car. And when I got to the car, I had my basic top 10 oils that I take with me everywhere. And so I grabbed my lemon, lavender, and peppermint. And the reason I did that is because I know that these three oils, magically, when combined together, they are amazing for things like, you know, let's say you ate something that caused you to have some bumps on your skin, or you are outside. Sorry, I'm plugging my phone in. That's why you're looking at the top of my head for a minute. What happened? Did I do it backwards? Ah! Please pause for technical issues. Stand by. Okay, there we go. I'll figure it out from here, baby. Thank you. Thank God for this coffee maker that is theoretically going to be holding my phone for me for the next 20 minutes. Okay. I think... Alright, wow. That is like how you do things on the fly. Okay, where were we? So when you combine them together, when you're like breathing in pollen and you're having difficulty breathing, or when you eat something funky, I've used it in those types of situations. But as far as like an emergency situation, I've heard of people using it that way, but I had never experienced it personally. So that is when you trust the stories that you hear on the calls and you see on the Facebook groups, and you really like pray that those are really true and not someone exaggerating. So I got in the car and I just took some lemon, lavender, and peppermint, and I just put a couple of drops of each under my tongue. And then just for good measure, you know, it's kind of like, you know, just in case it all works, I just added a little frankincense under my tongue too, because frankincense is good for everything, and it was good for Jesus, so, you know, I figured I could sprinkle some of that on the situation. And this was a situation that definitely called for frankincense. You know, I usually, especially you newbies, when you're new and you only have a few oils and you look at the price
to replace your bottle of frankincense that's in your kit, you're like, okay, I'm going to save that for like, you know, when it really hits the fan, that's when I'm going to use my frankincense. So, you know, we know it's for the big stuff, and that's why I added frankincense. And I'm telling you, I went from like, you know, giving my husband and son instructions about, you know, what songs they should be playing at my funeral to like feeling pretty good in about 5 minutes. And I was very shocked. And what I learned is that essential oils are powerful. I learned never leave home without them. And I also learned that take John Nichols with you when you go in the woods, because if you get in trouble and you can't walk out of there by yourself, he will pull you out of there with a 2-year-old and a 2.5-year-old strapped on his back. So these are important lessons that I learned. If you don't have a John Nichols in your life, you should get one, and you shouldn't go hiking until you have one, because that's just true. So what I'm trying to teach you here is that even with the basic oils, you know, maybe that wasn't the best oil to use for that situation, but those are the ones I had, and that is what I made use of, okay? So I was talking to somebody one time, and they called me and said, hey, I found my husband passed out on the floor. I don't know why, but I called an ambulance. And I'm like, good idea. Definitely, that's an ambulance situation. But guess what else you can do? While you're waiting, put some essential oils on your husband, okay? What essential oils do I put on him? Well, we don't know what's wrong, so let's just see what we have. And literally, the only oils she had were lemongrass and eucalyptus. I'm like, yep, put those on his feet. Just rub them on his feet. And she said, why? And I said, because they're essential oils. They're doTERRA essential oils, which is like, so there's essential oils, then there's like doTERRA essential oils way up here. And I'm not even exaggerating. It's probably even a bigger gap than that in quality and effectiveness. And number 3, because, you know, essential oils are extremely versatile. And so when we think of peppermint, we might think of, oh, it's cooling. It's cooling to the skin. That's wonderful. It helps you with alertness. But guess what? I didn't need to be cooled, and I didn't need to be more alert. I was very alert when I got stung by the hornets. But that helped me, didn't it? Right? You think of lavender, you think of calming. I definitely needed some calming. I can guarantee you that. I'm not known to be calm in emergencies. That's not my gift in life. I have some gifts. That's not one of them. If a really big disaster happens, I'll be the one in the corner, you know, crying and praying to God for mercy, and John will be the one solving everything. So come find him. After everything calms down, I will help you with your oils, but in the middle of the situation, I could use some lavender. So that's what you think of when you think of lavender. You maybe don't think of those like reactions, those skin reactions, breathing reactions, that you have in those situations. Lemon you think of as cleansing, you know, lemon's really great for cleansing. And sure, I probably needed some things to be cleansed out of my system. I did get stung by 40 venomous insects. But, you know, you don't always think of like that oil's for an insect bite, right? You don't think of lemon being for that. Frankincense, you know, I already told you, frankincense is like my zombie apocalypse oil, okay? By the way, I was in Salt Lake City this week, and I really thought that some big weird apocalypse was happening, because I saw Harry Potter, I saw like Darth Vader walking down the street. It was a really interesting situation. I'm just telling you. I don't know. Salt Lake City is a very unusual place. So I was glad I had my frankincense with me, just in case this was really the time that I needed it for the zombie apocalypse. So frankincense is actually known for helping with your body's inflammatory reaction. You're supposed to have an inflammatory reaction. You just are. Because things happen and your body is reacting to it, and that's normal. So when you get stung by 40 hornets, your body's going to have some inflammatory response, but that can hamper other functions of your body. And so frankincense that's why I added frankincense to the situation. So oils are great for so many things that even if you only have one oil near you, put it on. The worst thing that could happen is you could feel no different than you feel now, right? It's definitely not going to cause any problems for you. And we know that essential oils just help us at a cellular level, and you really have scientists don't even have any idea of all the things essential oils are capable of doing. They can do so many things that we don't even know what they all are. Each essential oil has like anywhere up to like 1,000 different chemical constituents in it that do all these different things. So they all kind of overlap, and they do all these amazing things we don't even realize. And so you're going to get some benefits from the oil, so just put it on. I'll tell you the one place the essential oil may not help you. Just one place. Well, there's 2 places. One place it won't help you is on Facebook. So if you're coming to Facebook to learn about essential oils, you're awesome for trying to learn and do better in your life. But essential oils do not pass through the computer screen. They just don't. They're aromatic, so like they have to be in the air. Like you have to open the bottle and release the powers of the oils. And I can try to do that, but I don't think it goes through Facebook. So you have to get your own essential oils. Okay, so they won't help you on Facebook, and they also don't help you if you own them and they are still in the bottle. So I have these beautiful friends that I have shared doTERRA with, and like everybody I talk to, I don't sell essential oils. I have some people sometimes that get confused and they're like, I want to buy this oil and this oil and this oil, and I'm like, I don't sell oils. I'm sorry, I don't sell oils. I just don't. What I will help you do is I will empower you to get your own doTERRA membership, because that is where you can get the best prices. Okay, if I wanted to sell you an oil, you know what I get? And every other doTERRA rep, this is what they get when they sell you an oil. They earn 25% higher. So like if you buy a bottle of lemon, 25% of that price goes in my pocket if you buy it from me. It just goes in my pocket. And I don't know about you, but I just have this rule: friends don't let friends buy retail. So I never sell retail because I don't want somebody to just give me this 25% to put in my pocket. I want them to keep that money and buy more oils, because I'm about changing lives. I'm not about selling stuff. My life was changed and I want to help other people be empowered. Gosh, it's so amazing to know that when you're in the woods, and I mean that figuratively and literally, when you're in the woods in your life and you're in the woods and you get stung by hornets, either way, essential oils are a huge, huge blessing. I don't know how to like adult without oils. I don't know how to parent without oils. I don't know how to be a woman without oils. I don't know how to be a human without oils, because I've had them in my life for these 5 years now, and they have like up-leveled my life and like upgraded my life so much that I just cannot fathom why and how you would go through life without your essential oils. I mean, every day I walk past people and I'm like, they need an oil, they need an oil. Like I could put some oil on that. And you hear some people, you know, having a little adult conversation in their marriage, you know, those discussions. And you're like, man, I could sprinkle a little cheer over there and some peace and some forgive. And that would just help the situation so much. And so I just want you to be able to get these in your home and learn how they work. So yeah, you can buy essential oils on a website. I'm not going to order them for you. Just like I don't take grocery orders. You know, if you send me your list for like milk and bread and cheese, I'm not going to go to the store and buy your groceries for you. I'm not going to go do that. I mean, if you really needed me to, because you like broke your leg, I would so do that for you. But on a regular basis, if you're a grown adult and you are fully capable, then you're going to go buy your groceries and you're going to buy your own oils. So you need to know how your membership works, and you need to know how these babies work. So what we do in doTERRA is we don't sell oils. We help you set up your own doTERRA account so you can get 25% off of retail. That's awesome already on its own. Then you choose a starter kit. Okay, so like I said, you know, one oil is fine and it might help you, but it sure was good to know that I had the like lemon, lavender, and peppermint in my car. I knew those were the ones that I needed for that situation. And so if you get a starter kit, you're going to have at least 10 basic oils that every home needs to be ready for anything. Seriously, just about anything. And if not the exact oil you need, you're going to have some that are going to get you really started in the right direction. Okay. When you get a starter kit with doTERRA, your membership is free. My favorite price is free. I would rather pay free than any other price. So I want you to get your membership free because I'm not going to charge you $35 for paper. It's beautiful paper. I mean, it's beautiful. It's got beautiful graphics on it. doTERRA does everything top notch. It's amazing. They're stickers. They're colorful, and they have really cool names, but they are not scratch and sniff. And they have no like medicinal, therapeutic type voodoo, anything, no properties at all. They're just stickers, and that costs you $35. Why would you do that? You're going to get a starter kit so you have the oils your home needs, and your membership's going to be free. You're going to get 25% off of retail, but that's not even the coolest part. Whoever invited you to this, watch this video, whatever team you're on, they have some kind of education program for you. And for example, what our team does is we have a secret Facebook group. It's a secret, but I'm going to tell you about it anyway. If you're a member, if you're a wholesale member, so you get your starter kit and somebody on my team invited you, we'll go ahead and add you to that Facebook group, and you can go in there and you can be like, hey, I just got stung by 40 hornets. What do I do? And I know that I will be able to say, hey, get your lemon, lavender, peppermint, and frankincense and just put some under your tongue, because I've been there, done that. There's almost never been a question that's been asked that hasn't been asked before. So you've got the experience of thousands of people all over the world that are going to like come together with their genius and like combine all their genius together, and they're going to help you answer your questions like, oh my gosh, I was putting oregano on and I rubbed it in my eye and it really feels like I'm going to lose my eye. What do I do? And we're going to tell you, hey, we've all been there. Don't wash it out with water. Just get a little fractionated coconut oil. It's a liquid coconut oil. Rub it all over your eye and just until that feeling goes away. Okay? And that's why you need that support to teach you what to do. Then you're gonna wake up one morning and you're gonna feel like something I ate is just not agreeing with me. What do I do? Well, we're gonna tell you what you do. The first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna grab your DigestZen that's in your kit. And on the bottle it says some weird directions. Those are fine, but like I don't like to tell people, hey, drink 4 ounces of DigestZen flavored water. I don't tell people that. So what I would tell you to do is if it's a little kid or sensitive skin type person, just put a little bit of this on the bottom of each foot, rub it in really well, and do that every few minutes until that feeling goes away. If you don't have sensitive skin, you can rub it on your tummy, which is great. If things start to come out of you as a result of your stomach not feeling well, that's when we're going to say, yeah, this is more than a tummy thing. This is like, there's some cooties involved. And there's cootie oils right here in your top 10. There is oregano. This, by the way, this exactly happened to me on this trip. I was sitting in a meeting of like 1,000 people, and suddenly I was like, my breakfast omelet was like on its way back out. And it was all right the first time, but I didn't want to taste it again. So I had already tried the DigestZen, and it wasn't doing it. So I grabbed oregano, and I grabbed On Guard, and I grabbed Melaleuca. These are my like cootie friends, okay? When the cooties are coming, those 3 oils come out. Now, 2 of those, On Guard and oregano, are kind of hot, and so I cheated a little bit. I had John's here with his oils too, and he had some rollers. We have some touch oils that are in the same exact ones, and they already are diluted with coconut oil. So I knew that those were safe to put on my stomach. If I had just had my oils with me, I would have rubbed those right on my feet. And for years, before we had the touch rollers, that's all we did, and we were totally fine. We lived. So you don't need the touch rollers. They're just a convenience item, and especially if you have kids or sensitive skin, which I have both of those. But if you don't have the rollers, it's okay, and you just have these top 10 oils, you're golden, okay? The other thing that happened to me on this trip is I was sitting in a really uncomfortable chair for 3 days, and I saw all these people that had those little, you know, those bleacher cushions. Sorry, I'm just checking the time really quick. I know that was really obnoxious, my finger. They had those bleacher cushions, and I'm like, I don't need a bleacher cushion. I'm awesome. I can sit for 3 days. And so by the end of day 1, I was like, wow, everything hurt. My back, my knees, my things I shan't mention were hurting. And so I guarantee you I was using a ton of Deep Blue. I was like living on Deep Blue. It was going up my spine. It was going on my knee, the bottoms of my feet, my lower back. I was like living on Deep Blue. And I have to say I cheated a little because I had some other stuff that wasn't in my top 10 oils. I had the Deep Blue Rub as well, which is a cream version of this. And you better believe I was putting that on my back. It's really nice if you're going to be sitting a long time to put that on your back, because throughout the day, like if you get a little warm from sitting, it like activates the Deep Blue even more. So you get like a second wind of Deep Blue later in the day, and it's really nice when your back's hurting and you feel that Deep Blue starting to kick in again later in the day. So I used both. Another thing is, a lot of times when you travel and you're in a hotel, okay, we like to think hotels are clean. That's how we can sleep at night in the hotel. But, you know, if you've ever watched any of those, like, caught on video things, we know that hotels are not clean. And so really what we do is we just try to, like, wipe that out of our mind when we're in the hotel room. We have to be in the hotel room. So I don't know what I've done with my diffuser. It was sitting here. Oh, my dear sweet husband has already packed it for me. But a diffuser is about this big around, and it comes with this kit, and you just add water to it, and it travels really well. I mean, obviously, I brought it in my suitcase. And you add about like this much water, and then you add like 4 or 5 drops of Breathe. And so I have to say they don't clean like the curtains and the carpeting and the comforter on the bed and the pillows. They just don't clean those, and they get everybody's dead skin cells on them and stuff, and then they collect dust mites, and that can really irritate you. And almost every time I'm in a hotel staying with people, we're all snoring, and that's just because we're dealing with all that stuff in the air. So if you can diffuse breathe in your hotel room when you're traveling, that's awesome. Just keeping it around with you everywhere you go. I mean, I've been to different places like doctor's offices, and it smells like they just like cleaned with some horribly disgusting like lemon scented cleaner that's like really, really toxic. And so I'll just take a little breathe and just kind of, try to cleanse a little bit. So that's another good one to keep on hand. Like I said, even in that situation with getting stung by the insects, breathing can be an issue there with all the venom. So that can help to open up your airways. So any kind of reasons when you're traveling too, like you don't know if you're going to have a different kind of seasonal change or different plants that you're not used to. So it's really good to have Breathe on hand for all those reasons. So these are just great oils to have with you everywhere you go. And the diffuser is something that you're going to use all the time. Every time I walk into a hotel room, there's like a smell. I mean, it just smells like a damp, mildewy, gross, or they have a bunch of cleaner smell in the air, and I'm like, oh, that's not good for my lungs. We don't use that stuff in our house. We use doTERRA cleaner, and so we'll get our On Guard out, and we'll put that in right when we first check in. I mean, it's like the first thing I do. I walk in the room, turn on the lights, and then I open my suitcase, get my diffuser out, and I put On Guard. It's the same thing at your house. You want to keep your air clean, your surfaces clean, and you have kids, and they track stuff in, and pets track stuff in. And so it's just good to have those oils in your life. So these are just things that you don't ever want to be without. They're part of our everyday life. And when I travel, it's really easy to get out of my good, healthy habits. And you're not eating right. Things don't always flow the way they should when you're not eating the way you eat at home. And your body's like, what are you doing? And so you need Digestin. You also need lemon because you can't always get the clean, fresh water that you might have at home. We have a water filter at home. We don't have that when we're traveling, and so we have to drink bottled water, which is not my favorite, or sometimes tap water. And so you want to keep your lemon so that you can deal with yucky stuff that's in your water. It also helps the water taste better, and again, it's just going to help to cleanse and energize you when you're off your schedule and stuff. So I'm not going to go into a whole nother kit of oils, but I do also always travel with the emotional rollers just because, when you're traveling, there's lots of stress and I get really tired sometimes and not sleeping very well in my hotel bed on a weird pillow with dust mites, and so it just helps to have those emotional rollers with you. But if you're just starting out, you can totally have a different experience if you have your oils with you wherever you go. Even if you're just traveling to work, traveling to pick up your kids from school or take them to a birthday party. You never know. I was with a friend today in Salt Lake City, and her kid injured his head, and I was able to pull an oil right out of my bag, and we just put it right on his head. So like you could use lavender and melaleuca or frankincense. Her little, I think he's 2 years old. And so they just go with you everywhere you go. So the important thing is become a doTERRA member so you get all the perks. By the way, when you're a doTERRA member, you get to use the loyalty rewards program, which means that whenever you purchase, you get anywhere from 10 to 30% back on everything you buy. Free shipping rewards, so whatever you spend in shipping, you get back in free products. And you also get a lot of products that are way cheaper through the rewards program. So if you take the time to sign up as a doTERRA member, take the time to figure out how your membership works, for heaven's sakes, because that is like the beauty of doTERRA. I earned $2,600 in free products my first 18 months as a member in doTERRA. I really wasn't placing huge orders. I was just ordering something every month that I needed for my daily wellness regimen. And just in 18 months, I earned $2,600 in free oils. And this month, doTERRA is even going further. And if you either place an order or enroll, like get your starter kit, and you get this kit we talked about tonight, which is called the Home Essentials Kit, for example, or any kit that's 200 points or more, or you place any order 200 points or more, then you automatically get a free Deep Blue rub, which is that cream I talked about, and we talked about the Deep Blue oil. Well, they have a Deep Blue Touch, one of the rollers that's already diluted, so it's real easy to just roll on your back or your knee. And that's about $71 wholesale of free products that you get just for placing a 200 PV order in the month of March or getting started as a wholesale customer with doTERRA. So if you want to get started, my lovely friend, who was it? Somebody, probably Aviance, because she's like my friend that does this for me every week. She posted a link. If you kind of scroll up, you can see Aviance has posted a link to the different enrollment kits, so you can choose your starter kit. The second thing you want to do is, after you've chosen your starter kit, is talk to the person who invited you to this video. I know I'm amazing, I really do. But it's not fair, really, because you're looking at my face and you think, oh, she sounds really smart, and she's over there in Salt Lake City where doTERRA is. But I promise you, the right person for you that's going to help you get started in doTERRA is the person that invited you to this video, because they love you. If they didn't love you, they wouldn't have taken the time to share their oils and invite you to this video. They're going to take really good care of you, and they probably have a really nice free gift for you, like maybe an oil reference book or something like that, if you choose a starter kit and you let them help you be the one to get started. So contact them, make sure they get you all set up with all your freebies and everything, and then say, hey, what is your program for learning about the membership and the oils? I need to get plugged in so I can learn how to use my stuff. There's no sense in getting an oil and getting a membership and not knowing how to use it. We want to make sure we walk alongside you. Do me one more favor, then I'll be quiet. If you are a first-time guest, so you do not have a doTERRA membership and you've never been to an event before, this is your first event, please comment, okay? We're not going to like send you texts every night and show up at your door. We just want to make sure we say hi to you, and we're going to enter you into a drawing for a free gift. And I'm going to draw right after the event, so if you'll take a minute and say, hey, I am a first-time guest and I was invited by, and make sure you share the person's name. That way we know you were here, and we can make sure that the person that invited you can connect back if you have questions, and I'll put you in my drawing, and you'll win something cool, okay? So I'll be back here again next Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And guess what? Every day at 1 p.m. Eastern on weekdays, we have something called an oil a day. It's a short video about a different essential oil so you can learn tips. But remember, the oils don't travel through Facebook. So you got to get your own essential oils, get your own membership, and we'll be glad to help you do that. Have a wonderful night.